80% of people with disabilities in the world live in developing countries, and most do not have access to any medical care or schooling. Because of stigma and discrimination, a serious lack of services, and a challenging physical environment, the majority of people with disabilities spend most of their time at home. Home is a camp like this one.
Needs to achieve a clear understanding on how to reach the most vulnerable among disabled people, those who are affected by humanitarian crises and natural disasters and military conflicts. And I hope that we all will go home with a clear strategy in our mind how to achieve those goals.
There were issues in the Ukraine, and they were in a war situation. And some people have become disabled and injured, and there were about 300 deaf people, refugees, and they were really asking me for help, especially to do with post-traumatic stress disorders, traumatized by war. Deaf people tell me their stories and what they went through, and by being able to communicate with me, I could kind of give them a message of love and reassurance, comforting the deaf refugees.
احنا نادي الوفاء بجنب حديقة فاطمة الزهراء، فما عم نستفيد من الحديقة لعدم وجود التسهيلات البيئية للاحتياجات الخاصة، مثل الرمبات، التسهيلات البيئية، إنه كتير في أشخاص على كراسي ويتشير، على عكازات، على وكرات، فما في تسهيلات بيئية لهدول الأشخاص اللي داخل النادي.
Sudan is a war-ridden country with overwhelming population living below poverty line. Nearly 2 decades of conflict, lack of health maternity services, and malnutrition add to the number of disabled persons, which has reached a staggering number. The special children are the most underprivileged faction of society who are denied even the basic needs. Ever since inception, Parkfield Hospital is spearheading the efforts to impart best possible healthcare to the locals. During free medical camp, it was realized that disabled children have long been neglected. So, a 3-phased comprehensive rehabilitation program was envisaged.
Assalamu alaikum and hello to all. I am Lieutenant Colonel Hassan Jafar, Commanding Officer, Pakistan Field Hospital 12, Level 2, located at Kapkapiya, Darfur. We, under the umbrella of UNAMET and guidance of Deputy Continent Commander Brigadier General Sayyid Waqas bin Waris, have chalked out a comprehensive rehabilitation plan for disabled children in our hospital.
I remember there's some time I had my prosthesis was not working, so I had to go to JMS, the clinic, and request them if I can get some time off to have it repaired. So for a week I stayed at home while it was being repaired. And I wanted to get a better one from South Africa because the ones in Kenya are not as advanced. But my request was denied. I was told I'm a local staff, so I need to get something from Kenya or East Africa.
When I went seeking the refund for the first time I bought the crutches, it was quite cumbersome, I might say so. And cumbersome in a distasteful way. To an extent, when I was buying the second time, I did not even consider getting my refund, because I remember first time I had to go get a letter from the medical from the JMS. I got one, then I was told it's not good enough. I went back to the same doctor. For him, there are some things it said he didn't write. I went back. Then after that, they still questioned why I needed the crashes. I mean, it was not in good taste.
What's abnormal is trying to be something you're not. To me, being abnormal is judging others because they're not your expectation of what life should be. And all I begin to see now is that all that judgment is a lack of understanding, a lack of realization that life is bigger than yourself. That someone could be dealing with something, that I could look like a healthy, normal person, and I'm bleeding right now. I'm Noah, I'm 22, I have Crohn's disease, and this is me.
I'm Daphne Kessler, and it is with great honor to be a part of the United Nations Disability Day, and I'd like to thank Patricia for inviting me. This is a story about my 29-year-old daughter, Samantha. She has been in and out of hospitals all her life. She has multiple neurologic disorders and physical disabilities, and to date, she has been diagnosed with bipolar, borderline personality, severe learning disabilities, ADD, OCD, anxiety disorder, sensory deficit dysfunction, and as of April this year, while she was in the hospital, she got COVID-19, and it affected her brain. What all these diagnoses means is she has what I call the invisible disability, one that society doesn't see when they look at you. She has had to learn the words and put them to all the emotions that she has. All she understands was explosive anger and no emotion. She had to learn what sadness, frustration, embarrassment, happy, jealousy, and how to love your friends differently than you love your family. The tolerance for high-functioning adults with the invisible disability is almost impossible. It's a lonely life.
Jel ti se sviđa raditi na tabletu?
Da, zabavno mi je.
Je to za učenje?
Da.
I think the parents opened my eyes to both the opportunities and some of the challenges in working with children with special needs. I think there's three things that are essential, really, to be able to train teachers so that they know how to use the technology. 2, that it's mainstreamed, and 3, that it's affordable and easily available to all families.
I often receive feedback from youth constituencies with disabilities that there have been situations where their access to crucial information regarding COVID-19 prevention and response is compromised due to inaccessibility of the platforms and tools carrying this information, including websites, videos, and televised broadcasts. Online education has made it more challenging for young people with disabilities due to inaccessible digital content and interfaces. The in-person support that they once had access to is now gone. Due to physical distancing measures, assistance in daily activities has decreased, leading to confinement in their homes, isolation, and loneliness, which in turn affect the mental well-being of these young people.
In the new reality, we must adapt to new normals.
This lockdown has been so difficult for Naeem, who has autism. He has broken his iPad and his keyboard just because of this.
No money, no food, no medicine, no soap. Everything stopped. What if my parents die?
Disability inclusion remains a key organizational priority, not just today, but every day. And we are committed to removing any barriers that persons with disabilities face and including them in the workflows on an equal basis with others. In the Office of Human Resources, in the last year, we have been amplifying our efforts to attract, recruit, develop, and retain persons with disabilities, as well as to build capacity among our workforce on disability inclusion. However, we need to do much more across all the Secretariat offices and duty stations. Employing persons with disabilities lets us access an untapped pool of talent, and we should take targeted action to increase the numbers at all levels, from interns to senior staff. At the same time, we must also ensure that we support, engage, and fully include our existing personnel with disabilities. Only this way we can retain this talent, which gives us the diversity that our organization stands for. This occasion gives me a great opportunity to inform you that together with UNDP, we have been developing an online training on disability inclusion in the workplace. The training is expected to be launched early next year and will be available to all staff to understand about disability, learn best practices, and promote inclusivity in the workplace. OHR is also developing additional guidance for managers on how to make our recruitment and talent management processes inclusive.